Right, so as prop makers, we use an awful lot of power tools. I'm working at the moment actually on one of the Gatling guns for the Terminator project. You can see here it's going to rotate, and it's powered by a small motor here. Let's just put that over there. A small little motor here that kind of is going to spin it up. Now these, I normally use old drills. So basically, well, not even old ones, I actually just buy new ones. 20, 30 pounds, these things on eBay, Amazon. And basically they're just cut up, and you can see that's one of these, sits in there. Now the reason I do that is because, first of all, I've got all the switching and I've got the little battery systems, they're quite cute, which I can power these with. But also because they've got a clutch in them, so I can attach something in, and if someone then puts their fingers into the rotating gun, the clutch system will kick in and it will stop it. So it's a good safety thing in these. So they're really, really useful. As drills, they're useless. They're absolutely useless. We use these things every single day. They're not just used, you know, occasionally at weekends. They get hundreds of hours of use. And I'd get through probably one of these things in a weekend. I'd probably get through one of these in a day, actually. They've got no power, no torque. Anyway, what do I use? These are the drills that I've always used them for years, as you can probably see. The DeWalt ones were brilliant. I mean, they still are. They're just fantastic. They've got a good weight to them. They're easy to use. The only reason that you can see all of these behind is because the batteries on these things don't last forever. They're not lithium. They're old-fashioned nickel metal hydride batteries. And they're 14.4 volts. I can't get them anymore. So nothing wrong with the tools. Tools are still going strong. I just can't get the batteries. So the batteries, these ones are all right. They just don't last very long anymore. So it got me thinking. My jigsaw had broken a while back, and I bought a new jigsaw. I actually bought the Ryobi one, and I bought a few batteries for it. And this thing was amazing. It's tough as old nails. It's really, really good. The amount of abuse it gets dropped and kicked around, and you know, the amount of things of, you know, bits I've broken on it. It's very tough, well put together. As I said, it's pretty strong. And because I've got all the batteries, it got me thinking, well, instead of investing into the new DeWalts, which I then have to get the bodies and then all the batteries, why not get a few bodies, because I've already got the batteries for these ones, and give the Ryobi ones a go. So I did. Next one I bought was an angle grinder. And again, this thing is awesome. It's unbelievable, lightweight. And it's just really, really good. And that got me kind of hooked on them, really. I bought more batteries, I bought more bits and pieces. This thing is awesome. Now, what I did do, I didn't really think about it at the time, but these things do have an awful lot of power. And I needed something that had the torque and had the power. I'm not just drilling into wood, but I'm drilling into quite heavy metal. And I need something that's got the power, otherwise it's useless to me. I may as well just use the wired drill. So getting the brushless tech I thought was really important. They do cost a little bit more, but you get so much more torque and so much more power from the brushless. And then of course the drill I got and the torque wrench were both brushless, and these things are just, there's a few faults which I'll come on to, but not many at all. But you know, they're, yeah, I mean, maybe they're equal to the DeWalts or the Makitas. I suppose they are, but this is what I've got at the moment. Generally, they're really, really strong. Battery-wise, interesting tech batteries. One size fits all, or one battery fits all. The Ryobi battery that came with this one, when I bought this one, has long since failed. It's a good battery, worked well, but then just died. Just stopped working, lithium battery. And to be honest, I now go out and I buy these things, which are, this is a 6 amp one, you get 5 amp, 4 amp ones, and these are just, I'm assuming, well, you can totally tell from the labels that are falling off. They're probably cheap Chinese copies of the Ryobi ones, but they do work really, really well, and they're a fraction of the cost. You know, I can buy 2 of these for the cost of one genuine Ryobi one, and you know, in normal situation, probably wouldn't need to, but as I said, these are getting hundreds of hours of use, and they're getting used every single day, so I need batteries that work, and these have been really, really good. Negatives. Okay, negatives. This has stopped working. Haven't had it that long either. It has had a hard life. It has had a hard life. The switch doesn't work anymore. Now I've changed the micro switch in it 5 times now. Put a high ampage one in there as well, and each time it just burns out. When you use it, it's fine. But if you use it continuously, whether it's heat build up in it, I don't know. I'm not sure why it's failing. I don't know. Anyway, I need an angle grinder. I went out and I bought myself a new one. And you can tell because it's all shiny. And this thing, again, it's brushless as opposed to the non-brushed one. The switching system on it is totally different. Now, whether or not Ryobi knew that, I don't know. I don't know. But as I said, the switching, it's got like a soft start to it as well, which is really, really good. It's a little bit lighter than the other one as well, than the brush one. So we'll see. We'll see whether this one lasts. Again, it's going to get a hard life. So, you know, that's really the only failure I've had. As I mentioned, the batteries, I probably won't buy genuine, unfortunately, Ryobi batteries because they're expensive and I get through so many of them. Now, there is one other fault I had. This thing, as I said, is awesome. This thing takes off wheel nuts on cars. It's so powerful. There is one bugbear I got with this. Now, it is the chuck. The chuck on here. The chuck on the DeWalt is awesome. It's simply amazing. It goes right down. I can get a 1mm drill bit in there on this. Can't on this one. This only goes down to about 3mm, which was really disappointing. I thought this would have gone down to 0, but it doesn't. I can't get 1mm in this. So I still need to use this one if I'm drilling smaller things. That was the first thing that annoyed me a little bit, and I didn't even register that. I assumed the chuck would go down to 0, not to 3mm. The other thing is it doesn't, when I put bigger drills in it, it doesn't grip. Every now and again I'm drilling away and it just comes loose. And I've tightened it down. This thing never came loose. The chuck on this is 1,000 times more superior to this, unfortunately. You know, it's just the way it is. Put that chuck on this would be unstoppable. It would be unbeatable. This is the only bugbear I've got with it. It's just a bit frustrating. I don't think it's the one I've got. I don't think the one I've got is faulty. I just think it's just the design. It just simply doesn't, it's not as good as this. This is just a better chuck. There is one other thing which is really silly, and it is really silly. On this, I can just take the battery out like that. They're quite chunky batteries, get my hand around them. Just pull off. I know it's not like an airsoft gun where you need to change the magazine really quickly or anything silly like that, but it comes to one of these and I can't get it off. It's really hard. It's almost like it's a two-handed job to get the battery. They come off, but it's like a two-handed job to get the batteries off. I mean, I don't know, it's just silly. But it doesn't affect the performance of the drill. The drill's fine, you know. And I said the power that these things have got is really, really good. So anyway, there's my quick review. Ryobi tools, good. Batteries, good. Wouldn't buy Ryobi batteries. Unfortunately, just me, get the Chinese copies, and I don't have any problems with them all. They've all got little meters on. They seem to work better. Only one that's failed on me is this one. And as I said, I can't see why it's failed. I've changed the micro switch. It just gets hot and it burns out, but it's got a new replacement now. And anything I put onto my collection of these is brushless, because the brushless tech is ahead of the other tech. You get longer battery life and you get way more power. So there you have it. Don't buy one of these. Well, actually no, buy one of these to make props. Buy one of these to make the props.